I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a while, and you've been a significant advocate for women entering the trades. I mean, I think we know, but maybe most don't. What drew you to the industry, and how did you navigate the challenges of being in this really male dominated space?
That's an interesting question. I actually never thought that it was a viable career option for me. I never thought I'd work in the trades. Yes, I grew up with Mike Holmes as a father, and I did grow up on a construction site, but to me, that was a fun thing that we would do together as a bonding experience or help that I would give him on his house. I never thought it would be a career. And I graduated high school with no idea what I wanted to do, working odd jobs, and I just wanted to make money to travel the world and have fun. And then you quickly realize that, oh, you do need some kind of career and ambition in life. And my dad really pushed me to join his company and join the construction crew. And long story short, at 21, I decided, hey, I'll give it a shot. I don't even know how to read a measuring tape, but I'm going to try it. I came out to New Orleans and I've been on the construction crew ever since. So it was not something that I aimed to be, but something that I started a little bit older. And I've never left. It's been amazing to try something different, do something that's different. There has been hardships with my gender on occasion, and I think a lot of people have more issues than I ever had. I have worked with some wonderful, talented, different men that want to make a positive spin on everything, especially Frank Cozzolino. So I'm doing this interview in front of people.
So shout out to the people in the room.
Yeah, shout out to Bill and Frank.
And there's often a misconception about the trades being a man's world.
Yes.
So how do you think this narrative can be changed, and what role do media and education play in this shift?
I think it's really important to talk about and meet other women who are in generally male dominated industries, no matter what that is. And the umbrella of skilled trades is so large. You don't understand how many different jobs and career opportunities are in the skilled trades. So if we are discussing it, more people are hearing about it. So the more we can get out there and show them. I did an event last night where I spoke, and I met several different women who have their own businesses, whether that's in painting or welding, construction. So it's just wonderful to see that there is more interest and more people willing to join this. It's just, honestly, knowledge is power. So the more you hear about it, the more you're pushed to learn more.
Absolutely. It's that whole expression, you can't be what you can't see. So
Yeah.
it's really important for you, especially because you have this prominent role, to be out there encouraging this. And if you could give advice to young women who are considering a career in the trades, but might be hesitant because of these societal expectations and stereotypes, what would you say?
My biggest thing is I was one of you. I was so afraid. I was terrified to be the person who didn't know anything. I never wanted to look like the girl on site. I always wanted to be good at what I was doing. And in all honesty, you can't be good at everything. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. Is it always wonderful? No, but ask that person for help. Ask someone else. Reach out. I think you just have to go ahead and try something different, because as soon as I was pushed out of my comfort zone, that's when I succeeded and realized what I really love in life. So go ahead and try it. Educate yourself. There's different events and different websites and things you can join, so you can try different trades, which is really important because, again, there are so many different skilled trades out there. How are you going to know what you're going to be amazing at and what you'll love if you do not give it a shot?
And you just queued up my next question beautifully here, because there are so many opportunities within the trades, from carpentry to electrical work. Are there any specific areas within the trades that you've noticed are becoming more popular among women or need more people desperately?
Did you know that a skilled trade, the cosmetic industry is a skilled trade? Hairstyling is a skilled trade. Working with clay is a skilled trade. Baking is a skilled trade. So there are so many things that you can do that are considered a skilled trade. But in the construction atmosphere of skilled trades, I notice a lot of women gravitating towards welding and painting and things that are a little bit more attention to detail.
All right, excellent. And worksite culture is crucial, obviously, for ensuring everyone feels included and respected. So how have you seen worksite dynamics change over the years, especially with more women entering the field?
I think a lot of the time, even in the past, is when you would get a degrading comment or a joke people would feel like hey, it's funny. I'm just welcoming you by saying this inappropriate thing. And sometimes it's got to be something that really just, uh, slides off the back there and you just ignore it. However, there is a time and place for everything. And it's really important that we have these discussions to have more women on site and to have those women feel comfortable. So if there's something that happens and you are not okay with it, you're allowed to say that. Just be like, hey, that kind of makes me uncomfortable. And I think a lot of men and people on sites are so receptive to those things. If I were to tell anyone I work with, like, hey, that made me feel uncomfortable, the apologies I would get, because nobody wants to hurt your feelings for the most part. People do not want to actually cause you harm, offend you. They're just trying to sometimes make a joke. And like I said, not always is that acceptable, but you're allowed to express your feelings towards something that's being said in your direction, if that makes sense.
You've been doing this for how many years now?
I
Decade?
don't. A long time, yeah. I'm not even sure. I can't do that math.
Is there a moment that really stands out to you is that you take deep personal pride in?
Yeah, actually, the biggest thing I always talk about and I will never forget is my very first construction job was when we did homes in New Orleans. I had never really been on a site before in that kind of capacity, and I had no idea what I was doing. Like I said, I was not joking. I failed measurement in school and I could not read a measuring tape, and I was here out of place on a construction site, super nervous, one of the only women. I didn't want everyone to look at me and be like, ugh, she doesn't know what she's doing. I was terrified. And my brother actually, and he's my younger brother, had to take me aside and he would teach me how to read a measuring tape. And I had to count the ticks on a measuring tape in order to figure it out. But I did. And I made sure that I worked as hard as I possibly could. When everyone would go and have a break, I'd stay and work. When people were eating lunch, I'd stay and work. You eat while you're working. I just wanted to prove that I could do it. Whether I knew everything, it didn't matter. It was the fact that I have self-respect and can work that hard and do what any man can do. And that's probably my proudest moment on a construction site. Is at
And
the
what
end of that job, I had several different people trying to poach me to work with them. And I still am not the best person on a site, but hard work goes to show you what you can do, right?
Absolutely. You can learn anything if you put your mind to it and put the time in. What steps can industry leaders take to foster a more inclusive environment? Any advice for somebody listening who maybe has a construction company or is looking to employ women?
I think it's really important to further education for women as well, so they feel more comfortable. I was working with a few people last night, and there's different competitions throughout wherever you're located. So in this situation, Ontario, that you can go and compete in. You can be the top 5 females who are competing in sheet metal, and you're building something that everyone else is doing and seeing like who's the best of the best. And I think the more you push the women who are around you to further themselves and educate themselves, the more confidence you're building and the more women are going to be drawn in. When you see women succeeding, you want to be part of that.
This is something that you obviously talk about passionately. You're very invested in it. And, where can people keep up with you and follow along? Because you are obviously advocating for women every day to be in the trades.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm on Instagram, just Sherry Holmes. I have Twitter, which is Sherry L. Holmes. It's for my middle name. It's not Cheryl. My name is not Cheryl. I get that a lot. And you can also go to our website at makeitright.ca, and we have tons of information there and a lot more learning and articles that you can read.
All right. Incredible. Sherry, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.